Hey, Internet friend, it's me, Bradley G, here at Synergy Cafe at Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we've got another episode, and it looks like we're having some trouble with Facebook. Facebook seems to be the platform that gives us trouble using this platform called StreamYard. That's why, fortunately, we're streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So we're on 3 platforms, and Facebook is giving us some grief. I'm not sure what's going on here. Anyways, we will disregard that, and we'll get the show on the road. But first, I got to go to the green room, where we got our digital hors d'oeuvres and interrupt Jeremy's breakfast. If you hang on a second, I'll go get Jeremy. Knock, knock, knock. There he is. Oh, see, there he is. That's not digital. That's a real deal.
That's the real deal. My Yeti brand.
Yeah, but it's disappearing like you're in the Matrix.
Yes. Did see there. Oh, there.
Mysterious.
And speaking of Matrix, this is the Convergence era. This is our title of our show.
Oh, how fitting is that?
Where we talk about AI and the power and the future of income. Blah 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 blah. That's all.
Yeah, that's going to be some deep stuff. So, do we have a first slide that we get to use?
We do, and we can go into it. Let's bring it up.
There she is.
Let's talk about Wealthy Wednesdays, the open web era slide, because you see the little Netscape symbol on the top. Remember Netscape Navigator?
I do remember Netscape. I remember the launch of Netscape back in the day, and a friend of mine had a bunch of money into this initial product offering kind of thing.
Right? Just insane how fast things have went. So, all right, let's start this off. So when the internet first became commercial, it wasn't controlled or algorithmic. It wasn't optimized for short attention spans. It was open territory. I remember clicking everything that you could possibly find in 1997 when we first had Netscape. And of course, affiliate marketing began in the mid-1990s. So ad networks soon followed. And then search engines became discovery engines. And if you were writing something useful, it could be found. But if you built something helpful, it could grow. So there were fewer voices and less noise with less velocity way back then. That said, information was scarce and trust was slow because it was just introduced, and the opportunity existed because distribution wasn't quite yet gated. Now, that era shaped an entire generation of online entrepreneurs, but open systems rarely stay open. And slowly, from this, the terrain shifted. And now, slide 2. Bum, bum, bum.
Can you do that? You got to go backwards, don't you?
You got to go backwards. Yeah, for some reason, this is uploaded backwards. So today's the last episode and a backwards day. We make things complicated. I love it.
Go ahead and shift it.
Can I do that like that? Yes, yeah. I can.
Platform centralization.
So that's the title of this one. I don't know. Did you want to try and do this, or do you want me to take over? So just kind of.
I'll give this one a shot. I'm going to kind of shoot off from the hip. I like to provide my own opinion of some things.
Give it a whirl. What do you think about platform centralization?
Well, just the whole the concept of the decentralization versus centralization. You kind of wonder what it is, and it's sort of a control, because who owns the internet? It's kind of open to everybody. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like who's playing on it, and you kind of wonder who does own back then, who owned Netscape. And I'm assuming that platforms like that can allow certain platforms to get a little more play than another platform's getting a little play. So some of this stuff I think the popularity of certain platforms might actually take place at a private meeting at some Italian restaurant in a smoky back room.
For sure. Yeah, the cigars and the whiskey cups.
Yeah. So what replaced the openness wasn't the collapse; it was the consolidation. It was and I'd even say more like the popularity. Like
Yeah.
with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, wasn't there? There were other people that were involved, and they were friends, and then all of a sudden they became enemies. They were
True.
vying for the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So the distribution moved from independent websites into centralized platforms. Do you remember Front Page?
No, I do not.
That was a Microsoft, I guess, WordPress type of platform. And what was kind of weird about it is you could go onto a website and basically click a little button and it would replicate, it would clone the website. You just go on the website and click the button. Now you've got that website.
Interesting.
And they got rid of that, and you can understand why now. But at first, it was probably a good idea. They thought, hey, that'd be pretty cool. You can do that real fast.
Yeah.
You started
So
stealing people's websites.
So now they have these other platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and none of that's possible. Although
social
some of it's possible with the fact us as marketers can now create and adapt more towards those platforms.
And I don't know if we're getting into it already, but the whole AI thing, if you want, it's getting to the point where you just say, would you replicate Facebook for me and we'll call it my book or something?
Yeah. Well, we are coming up to that in slide 4. So this one here, slide 2 still just, visibility became rented. Exactly what you're specifying, I guess I want to say.
Now it wasn't necessarily rented in that they gave us these free platforms. So we ended up thinking this is kind of cool. It's free. And we basically built Facebook for Mark Zuckerberg. And then he started charging people to get access to us.
Mm-hmm.
They say, if you don't know what the product is, you're the product.
Yeah. Yeah. You are, and technically you are as a marketer. We market ourselves in a way.
And then the final line on here, you said, then came the moment that accelerated everything. And that must be what we're getting into here.
This goes over to here.
Slide 3.
That's exactly it. So here, acceleration doesn't ask permission. And that's kind of true. What I would like to touch on is people moved online not gradually, but urgently because of this whole 2020 to 2022 era. They call it the pandemic acceleration, right?
Okay.
So the creator economy expanded rapidly. More voices entered, more businesses went digital. How many times do you remember seeing the adaptation of speed being increased with delivery services all of a sudden, such as, I think, 2 shows ago, gig drivers, or Uber drivers and stuff like that. So, structure didn't always keep pace, but when acceleration kind of outpaces adaptation, the competition intensifies.
Is that kind of like you order something online and it doesn't take very long to do it? So now you're saying, okay, what's taking so long?
Yeah. How many decades ago did they have Amazon Prime? No. Now all of a sudden it's on your doorstep within a day or 2.
Yeah.
So that's where this whole online presence kind of thing just kind of set the stage, and especially during the 2020 era, they call it. And then it goes to, and that set the stage for the next compression, which happens to be what we just talked about, AI. So this is where AI comes in. This is our fun topic. Lots of people don't like AI. You see it online all the time. I see it in Facebook groups and general discussions. People are scared of AI.
They're scared of it, and it's similar to like what happened with the digital camera, where everybody was stubborn and they liked traditional film and developing and aperture openings and all that stuff. And now everything is a digital camera.
I like those wind-up cameras. They were fun to use.
Yeah. But that happened too with like the AI art. When you did something on AI and then you showed it to someone, all of the creatives would go, "Oh, AI art, he's got 6 fingers."
Mm-hmm.
Humans sometimes have 6 fingers.
6 fingers, not 6 fingers. Or do they have 6 fingers?
6 fingers.
Yeah.
And 4 toes. Sometimes that happens.
So AI doesn't remove creativity then, if that's the case. Definitely not.
No, actually, I think it just changed it into now you need to be very creative with your prompts and how you ask AI to do things, because it'll do what you tell it, and then it has its own interpretation of what you asked for.
So the tasks that once required hours to do now take minutes, and the skills that once demanded years of development now have tools assisting them. That, I think, is a very good reference point to use for this topic. I know for myself personally, coding. Never have I ever coded. And I use AI constantly to put things into code, like HTML code. And it's just so much easier.
So that's basically a language thing, that you're using the English language and asking it to provide some type of machine language you can put on a website.
Exactly. And that's, I think, the speed up process that AI has, been introduced around. Like anyone can create. Anybody can. The differentiator shifts from creation to positioning. And like you said, prompts, output to ownership. So like your output of, can you build me a 32-page novel, will not quite work in AI yet. But prompting it to write a chapter at a time does work.
That thing you said earlier about output to ownership. My wife just had a birthday party, and we were looking for some things online of the Pink Panther, because she likes the Pink Panther. And we couldn't find anything on Amazon to buy. So I just asked ChatGPT, make an image of the Pink Panther and my wife, Monica, having coffee in Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower, and put a black beret on the Pink Panther. And it came right out. Now, who owns that image? Am I getting in trouble because I asked for the Pink Panther to get his picture taken?
No. And so some of the data that gets output onto GPT, that becomes their ownership. It becomes ChatGPT's ownership.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's within their little terms and agreements?
Terms and agreements. And so that's why they always say, be very careful of inputting, personal information, because some of that data does get used for educational purposes.
Look, they own me now.
Yeah, that's too bad. They own everybody. They've owned everybody for a while.
They're going to find out that maybe they want to trade me in for a different one.
Yeah, upgrade to different model of, exactly. So what we do here is we're going to shift over from AI and skill compression, because this is kind of part of the introduction of the next layer. We call it the global pressure layer. So we see it all over the world right now. We see inflation cycles and trust and our politicians, if we want to get that technical. Geopolitical tension, infrastructure, advertising markets. declining institutional trust. It's all over the world. And so what does that mean for creators? Well, they don't operate outside macroeconomics.
What does that mean?
Macroeconomics are the things I just discussed. So your debt and your, tech platform pressure.
Okay.
Yeah. So ad budgets shrink when economies lighten. The platforms adjust policies under regulatory scrutiny. Algorithms shift under political pressure. And consumer behavior changes under financial stress. So we can't blame anybody here, but we have to look at it as part of how the environment, the global environment, determines the stability of what creators are doing. Did I lose you on that one?
Yeah, I'm trying to digest.
Siphon that through your head.
Just this single four-word sentence of environment determines stability. Does that mean like the internet environment?
Yes, the global online environment.
Like you were talking about, Wealthy Affiliate had some server issues, so the hosting was wacky for a little while, and you are at the beck and call of their issue.
That's exactly it. So if you're not building online multiple sources,
and locations,
and add locations, exactly.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned it once before. Keep your platform separate, or in case one goes down, you have a backup kind of.
I do, since I joined Wealthy Affiliate, because it's got such great places to put stuff, I put a lot of my websites there, but I used to have a Wix site, and I had another site hosted on, God, I can't remember. It's called web.com now, but way back it was called Interland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, things have changed. Places. Well, so here we go. Now that brings us to today. And today is the creator reality.
Just that one word, reality, is tough for me to grasp.
Especially with AI. I know.
Yeah.
We do remember the movie Terminator, right?
Yep. and a lot of things like Matrix, the movie Matrix. And nowadays, when I see stuff on the internet, I'm not sure what it really is.
Yeah. What can you believe anymore?
So the script here says, creators today are building inside a compressed, accelerated, and centralized environment. You mean like being able to speak what you want for a graphic image and then AI just zips it out, accelerated in one spot?
Yeah. More or less, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Attention spans are shorter. Yeah, it's like a swipe world, isn't it?
Yes. If your attention's not collected in the first 3 seconds, I think that time's actually down to 2 seconds.
Well, for the individual, it takes some discipline to stay focused on your task at hand, because there's stuff that's happening in the periphery while you're working on a project. All of a sudden something pops up on your phone, and all of a sudden, oh, geez, I should check that out. And you're gone.
Yeah. Notifications.
And that's the attention span being shorter, and the competition is higher because now you're dealing with global competition. So say you try and optimize for a keyword, you're not the only game in town. There's somebody on the other side of the planet that also wants that keyword. Thousands of people, literally.
Definitely.
So on here it says monetization is more volatile. What does that mean to you?
Means it's getting trickier to monetize certain aspects, or for us as creators, like we have, certain links we share. Before Amazon, for example, was maybe hundreds of people that could promote an Amazon link. Now there are literally millions of people promoting their own Amazon links. So that volatility goes down.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really comes down to being known, liked, and trusted. In fact, some of the products that I've been selling, they're not just clicking on stuff, they're knowing who I am. And then they go find it. And because they like me, they ask for my affiliate link so that I can get compensated for it because they know what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, people just go off and go to the source.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you're an Amazon associate and you want to promote a product, now let's say you want to buy that specific product yourself, you're just going to go straight to Amazon and buy it. You're not going to go through anybody else's Amazon product. And you can't go through your own link because that's just against all the rules.
Right.
But that's exactly it. Is audiences now, they expect speed, don't they?
Yep. They're tapping their foot. It's kind of like the microwave generation, Come on. Let's go.
Yeah. So if you look at that and then think about the speed expectations that are increasing, that also kind of means that if you look back to the AI thing again, that helps us.
Yeah.
That increases that speed, that immediacy, I guess.
Yep. I've had people, would you help me with this? And I just do it into AI and I've got it in 30 seconds and I email it to them.
Yeah. Not many people want to use that, which it is what it is, which also means that I guess if you look at it around technology or economics or the policy and even attention for that matter, this is what we're after. This is where we're at. It's all of these things kind of become structured,
Okay.
I think I froze. Oh no, there I am.
You're back.
I'm back. So yeah, the convergence, we are here. We are in this moment. We have to adapt or we're lost.
Yeah, and I see you got a thing in here that says it's not a single shift. It's not. It's kind of all shifting at the same time.
That's true.
And it's a spectrum of stuff between can you trust AI? Can you trust the person that's using the AI? Are they evil?
Mm-hmm.
Are they scammers? Because there's people doing that kind of stuff where they just grab a piece of your voice and all of a sudden they'll create an AI of you, and then you're talking to your family and you're saying, hey, I'm stuck here in someplace and I need some money. Could you PayPal it over to me? And it's not even you. There's people that do that stuff, and it seems so genuine and authentic because it's got Jeremy's voice and his eyes, and it's not Jeremy.
It's not me. So I guess that's what you say, the eyes. This is a little quote we came up with before the show. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend.
And now I'm going to put our little image up there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody that's listening, what do you see? Here's an animal. What do you see?
A potato.
A potato, yes. A potato with a handle.
Well, I don't know. My left eye sees a duck, but my right eye sees a rabbit.
Well, now I see a potato.
Now you see a potato.
With an eye in it and a little handle.
Huh.
Yeah, I see the little duck.
You see the duck
and the bill turns into bunny ears.
The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend. So in the online creator world, we come across images like this digitally in different aspects, of course. But that's exactly what we see. We have to comprehend with the reality that we're dealing with an outside world that's trying to, fight with our internal building online. And if you're not up to speed, you're going to lose out.
There's some things like that in the magic world too, that part of it is visually, but it's also audibly, where you miscall something as you're going through visually. Like there's an effect that I do where you have the 4 aces and you tell them to watch the club.
Right.
They're looking for the club, so they don't see the other 3 aces because they're looking for the club. And what's happening there is actually you're showing one of the aces twice, but they don't notice it because they're focused on the club.
Right. So yeah, that's wonderful. Sleight of hand, right?
Well, more of the mind.
More of the mind.
Sleight of the mind. You just tell them what to look at, and they end up, it's like, hey, look at it over there.
Do we want to ask each other some questions?
Yes, we do. This is our final segment. This is a little Jeremy and Brad conversation.
The end of the end. So I'll go first. When you look at everything we just talked about or walked through, the AI, the platform, the control, economic tightening, stuff like that, do you feel like most people are adapting fast enough? Or are they operating like it's 5 or 10 years ago?
I don't even think they even think back to 5 or 10 years ago. I think some people are ignoring it and because they don't know how to react to it. And I like to think deeper in what's going on with all this stuff. And I think it's going to affect a lot of people. They're going to be left by the side of the road, so to speak, if they don't learn how to utilize it to their advantage, or they're going to get scammed by somebody that is using it to their own self-serving advantage. So I think people should start thinking it through before they answer the phone and think they're getting a call from their daughter and decide to send over $1,000 to Cabo San Lucas.
Good answer. I like that. And I've heard of scams like that happening too.
Yeah. And they're targeting the elderly that just, they haven't got a clue. Their granddaughter's calling them saying, I'm in trouble. This guy kidnapped me and put me in a white van. I want you to help me. They want you to send over $10,000 in a brown paper bag and put it by the beach. And it's all fake.
Yep. Oh, that's for sure.
Okay. Now I got one for you.
Let's hear it. I'm ready.
Let me flip the script on you. So if AI keeps lowering the barrier to entry, what do you think will be the actual, that will actually become its value? Is it going to be like, are people going to be valued because of their skill, or because they maybe they own something, or they own like an AI provider? Or will it be your reputation? Or I don't know, maybe something totally out of left field.
Something else entirely.
What's the value?
So raw skill isn't going to be rare anymore. I think execution speed definitely won't be rare either. And what becomes valuable, I think, is judgment. It's, the ability to know what not to build, what
That's
not
true.
to say, and what not to chase. Like AI can produce the output, we know that. So, but what it can't do is decide the direction for you. So I think clarity of thinking becomes the differentiator, and ownership of infrastructure becomes the insulation.
Would that also be like discernment, or having the wisdom or the savviness to move forward or to move a different direction?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's true.
When tools are available to everyone, direction is what separates people.
Yeah, there's a cliff. Don't go that direction.
Yeah. Turn left at Albuquerque.
That's funny.
So let's ask you something harder then. If platforms control distribution and algorithms decide the visibility, do you think creators truly own their business, or are most of us building on borrowed land?
This is something I've been going through for a while, that I've felt that and I think I'm correct in feeling this way, that most of the platforms we're on are suppressing us, and they are a pay-to-play world, or somebody else is getting the exposure from these things. So
For
now, do I think that the creators truly own their business? Depends on how they're doing it. Because like I've shifted into using the United States Postal Service, which is offline. The software I'm using is online, but then it prints out a physical postcard or a coffee mug. My coffee mug here was printed with this software, and then it's shipped via the United States Postal Service. So I feel I own that business a little bit more than if I have a page on Facebook. And why am I not getting any traffic?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I think it's a little bit of both. It's all borrowed land, really. I mean, they could shut down the United States Postal Service at any time, right?
They can turn off the internet just as fast as they can turn it on.
Kinda. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Where the switch is, I do not know. Okay, here's mine for you.
Okay.
If economic pressure increases globally, inflation, tightening budgets, instability, do you think digital income becomes more important or more fragile?
I think it becomes kind of both. More important because traditional employment isn't as stable as people assume. And also more fragile because when consumers tighten budgets, discretionary spending shrinks. So shallow businesses struggle, trend-based income struggles. So what survives is utility. If you solve real problems, you're surviving tightening cycles. And if you chase the novelty, well, you feel the pressure first.
But what if you're solving real problems, but so are 75,000 other people? How do you come to the top of all that kind of stuff?
Bingo. That's where the trouble is. And that's where you have to stand out like me and you are doing, just become that face versus that digital voice.
And then on another element of this, what do you think of the whole UBI thing? Universal basic income?
If we could only go into another show with all of those topics.
Exactly.
I think we'll leave that one for an after hours discussion.
Yeah, that is a topic. I mean, some people think if you're going to start paying these people $1,000 a month, they're not going to work. They're just going to sit on the couch and eat Doritos.
Yeah.
I look at it from a different point of view, in that it could possibly be a way of distributing the currency into places that might not have that opportunity, like some of the rural communities and the urban and the suburban spaces. It's distribution of the funds. So if you look at it from that point of view, it's not how much money, it's that it's being distributed equally. But somebody up on top might say, I don't want to give it all away. If these people die, that's just more for me. That's a concern.
That's definitely it. So, okay, I got one I've been thinking about for you again.
Okay.
So if someone loses their job tomorrow, or their reach drops overnight, what kind of income model survives that shock? Is it speed, virality, or is it something slower and less exciting?
I don't know. Here's my my Gemini self again. It could be slower and more exciting. So it might not necessarily have to be speed. What I like about, what's that?
I was just thinking of that quote. Don't you have to take a step back to take 2 steps forward or something like that?
Maybe a little bit. There's leverage rather than speed. There's power, where it's just a little easier to do some things.
Yeah.
You know, some people used to think he's got 100,000 followers, and that doesn't matter unless you're monetized on that platform that you have 100,000 followers on, because followers don't pay the bills.
That's true.
So I think if you utilize the affiliate model, there's all sorts of products and services that if you got perfect alignment, say, for example, you're selling solar installations and all of a sudden the entire state of California has made it mandatory on new developments to put in solar. You get hooked up with the developers and they'll start buying the installations from you, and you could earn commission being the bird dog for those kind of things. Right. And it doesn't have to happen fast. It's just a matter of the click.
100%.
Is it my turn?
I think so. You got one question there.
Okay. Let me ask you. Are we in a temporary shift, or are we in a permanent acceleration, or is this the new age? And if it's permanent, what does that demand from people who want stability?
So I don't see it reversing.
No,
technology doesn't really slow down voluntarily, does it? And AI is not going to go away. So
it's the speed of light.
I think platforms won't decentralize themselves. Global economic pressure won't magically stabilize either. You know, so I think the better question isn't whether it's permanent, but it's whether we're building in a way that adapts to performance.
Do you think that it's possible that with, you know, we got AI robots that are washing dishes and vacuuming the floor and mowing the lawn, that we might end up just being, you know, you don't have to do anything. You just hang out. You don't have to work. Everything's being taken care of by these AI and robots, and it's just doing stuff for you.
That's right. How about this question for you? What's the next opportunity? Maybe it's, you know, like what kind of builder do you need to become in the environment?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I think that it's going to be more art and entertainment. Something that people want to do is be entertained and have some fun. And I don't know if people want to, you know, watch an AI robot sing and dance. I think they kind of want a human. Even if the AI robot is really, really, really human looking, there's something about it that just isn't right. And I think people want to see humans doing stuff, and they want to hang out with humans and have coffee and have dinner and tell jokes. And I think people want to meet people, and this might be the new opportunity that I'm going to be an artist and an entrepreneur, and I'm going to create beautiful things, and I'm going to make people laugh and smile.
Yeah, no, that's bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Okay, and maybe the real question is, if everything's accelerating, are you reacting or are you designing?
I'm doing both.
Redesign yourself.
I'm doing both regardless. I'm going to accelerate and I'm going to design. Because I'm built that way.
Accelerating. Do you mean when you read a prompt into Chat GPT, you talk as fast as you possibly can so you get it done?
No, not like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we have all the answers? No, we don't. We don't have all the answers. We're kind of closing this off, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, we do know that things have changed. I mean, everybody's got a phone in their pocket, and it's obvious they use it. There's people walking through the mall bumping into people because they're watching their phone as they're walking around. Mm-hmm. So the environment has changed. It's just different.
Not what it used to be. Not what it used to be. So we're going to step back to build intentionally from the show. We're going to kind of just pause the end here. Pause the end of Wealthy Wednesdays for a while.
Yes.
Because, well,
it's kind of like taking a deep breath and kind of getting focused and clear on direction of things, because you can be headed out with your sailboat zipping across the surf, and you realize, oh my God, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, or you could be building in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and then all of a sudden have bombs go off. So
yeah, that's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah. Take a step back and just get more clear with all the noise that's happening right now.
And what do they say? They say the only thing constant is change. So just knowing that the environment is changing, and it has changed, and it's going to continue to change. But being able to predict the future, there's certain things that aren't going to go away. I think real estate, as far as an industry, that's going to be around for a while because we need to have something to protect us from the elements.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
2 cents. Love it.
I don't have any
Thank
cents. You. Well, there you have it.
Thank the audience.
Thanks, audience. We appreciate you being here.
I'm happy that we got to do some of these shows for them. So
I'll put our little thingy up there in case people want to find us. This is what we're doing. It may change next time you see us.
Could be Magic Mondays for all we know. We don't know.
We don't know. And this is how you can go to this website. This webpage will be there for a while. It's called Wealthy Wednesdays. That's how you get a hold of me, and that's how you get a hold of Jeremy. We've got our LinkedIn profiles on there if you want to check us out there and connect. And we've also got our Wealthy affiliate membership capabilities. That's there. And if you want to go back further, Jeremy had all these blueprints. Those are still all there. You'd be surprised at the different careers. And speaking of speed, how did Jeremy do all this when he's sitting in Costa Rica on the beach?
Magic.
Is that what it was?
or help, or the help with AI, of course.
I know. I used it this morning.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful tool. Just get into using it.
Yeah, and be careful.
Be careful.
Okie dokie. I will put you in the little green room and sign this off. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate you taking the time. And we'll be in touch. So there you have it. This is Jeremy's website. It's from 0 to 100k.com/blueprints. So those aren't O's there. Those are zeros. From 0 to 100k.com/blueprints. And you can go there. And if you have any questions, you can go here and get connected with Jeremy right there. Okay. So that's the story, Morning Glory. Thank you for being a viewer on Synergy Cafe. And I want you to be good, be kind, be nice. Those are the rules. Dang it.